Yo, what it is, guys? Leomuki here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was Trained by All the Shonen Jump Protagonists. This is part 21. In the last part, I basically went over on the aftermath after the hero killer arc and about how Izuku basically set Ida straight about his actions and the consequences on going after revenge, especially with many of his master's friends and rivals basically going after vengeance instead of trying to seek peace. And after coming back to UA, All Might soon explained All for One to Izuku and Bakugo about All for One, the greatest villain in all of Japan, and that Bakugo has to defeat him once and for all, with soon Izuku also saying that he'll also be by Bakugo's side in the battle against All for One as well, with soon All Might feeling that a reassurance. So, with that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? As a couple days have now passed, Aizawa basically gives out that of a warning for final exams, both the written and practical portion, and that they can't slack off training for one bit. With soon everyone in Class 1A taking the news of finals either well, they don't really care, they're not too worried, or they're just straight out basically losing their shit. Like Kaminari, for example, who's basically in the lowest of the low in Class 1A during the midterms. If Mineta basically giving out his same smug smile, looking that since he's in the top 10 of Class 1A during midterms, with both Mina and Kaminari kind of pissed at that. With soon Izuku basically not really bothered or worried whatsoever, with Ochako saying, "Are you actually okay with this, Deku?" Saying, "Huh? Well, I was ranked at least number 3 if I recall." With soon Bakugo saying, "Yeah, and I'm basically behind you, Deku." Saying, "Oh, really? Huh, I thought you would be higher than me." Soon saying, "Don't push your luck, you damn bastard." With soon Momo basically saying, "If any of you guys are struggling, I don't mind tutoring or helping you guys out during the written portion." With both, Mina and Kaminari basically bowing down to Momo, saying that Yaoyamo, you're the best, but still feeling kind of down about the practical portion. With soon Izuku saying, "You shouldn't worry yourself about that, Momo." With soon she looking at Izuku, walking to her, saying, "You got this, both written and practical portion. All you gotta do is keep believing in yourself, because I believe in you." As he gives her a smile, with soon she began blushing, and soon saying, "Right, thanks, Midoriya." With soon Izuku saying, "Anytime." Within Ochako getting a little bit jealous, but not letting get to her too much, as she still hasn't given up winning Izuku's heart just yet. As it's now time for lunch, they begin speculating on what they're going to do for the practical portion of the exam, on what's going to happen. But soon Izuku saying, "Why are you guys stressing all over it for?" With soon Bakugo saying, "Not all of us know what the hell the teacher's gonna have for us, and whatever they do, I'm still going to overcome it." With soon Izuku's having that a sarcastic grin, saying, "By blasting your way through it?" With saying, "Hell yeah I am, Deku!" With soon Shota saying, I think you might need to change your attitude with that, Bakugo. Who knows what the teachers have in store for us. Maybe it won't be just us basically blasting our way through something." With soon Ida saying, "I agree with Todoroki on that, Bakugo. The teachers are pretty crafty after all." With soon Izuku saying, "True, but I think the answer is pretty simple and easy, actually, guys." With soon everybody looking at Izuku, but then Toru saying, "So what is it, Midoriya?" But soon Izuku was about to say it before he ducked his head. As everybody looked at this, and soon Monoma, who was actually trying to elbow Izuku in the head, clicked his tongue in that of frustration. With soon Izuku saying, "Can I help you, Monoma?" With soon saying, "Oh, it's nothing. All I wanted to say is that you guys have been thinking pretty hardly about, well, the finals exams, that's all. And seeing that Class 1A's biggest hotshot think he's already knows, I guess it only makes sense thinking, since he's bigger than us, since he stopped staying, right?" With soon everybody looking at Monoma with that of frustration, with Izuku saying, "Oh, I didn't stop staying by myself. I had help from Endeavor and Mirako. All I did was just support them in battle, that's all. I can't take all the credit." With soon Monoma thinking to himself, "That smile. I can tell it's literally fake as hell. Just by looking at him, he's pissing me off." With soon saying, "Oh, really? Well, I guess I should expect. Everyone else, the rest of you did go to Hosu, right? Ida, Todoroki, Bakugo. It's like Class 1A can't help but get the center stage and trying to outshine every other course. And not only that, you even bring problems to us as well. So what would happen," as he begins going on a rant, before being chopped on the neck, as then he slumps to the ground while his tray with his food on it was actually caught by a certain orange redhead. As she soon says, "You idiot, Monoma. You do know what happened with Ida's brother. And not only that, Midoriya was there to help. He even helped out take care of those League of Villains members who was there as well. So try to remember that Midoriya saved everyone's lives." But soon Kendo saying, "My apologies, Midoriya. You too, Ida. About him." But soon Izuku saying, "Oh, no worries, Kendo. I can tell he's quite the handful after all." But soon Ida saying, "You don't need to apologize, Kendo. But I do thank you for the concern, though." But soon Bakugo saying, Yeah, thanks, big hands. Also, Deku, how long you're gonna plan on letting that thing spin in your left hand?" But soon everybody looking at the green-eyed boy, but soon saying, "Huh? What do you?" But soon he shows a miniature Rasengan in the center of the palm of his hand. But soon saying, "Oh, well, look at that. I had a Rasengan in my hand. How did that get there?" As everyone that's basically sitting there, even Kendo, began realizing that he was planning on hitting Monoma with it. And even though it's a small one, it would still hurt quite a bit, as everybody has that of a sweat drop on their heads. What soon Kendo saying, "Oh, Midori, you guys were basically talking about the final exams, right? And what we're probably going to do for the practical portion." What soon Izuku saying, "Yeah, I was actually about to say what we're probably going to do." With then Kendo saying, "Oh, yeah, me too. I actually asked a second-year friend of mine. They said that it's most likely we're all going to face against robots like we did in the entrance exam." Soon a few people at the table was actually, caught off guard by that. With soon Izuku saying, "What? Like I said, guys, it was pretty obvious. It only makes sense that we would face against robots. Since we had so during the entrance exam, we might face against more powerful or more adaptable versions of the robots during the finals, showing how much we've learned since we came to UA. Don't you think?" With soon, Mayna began thinking, with Tsuyu soon saying, "Yeah, I think you're right, Midoriya." Ribbit. With soon, Ochako saying, "You thought of that right on the spot, Deku?" With soon, Izuku saying, "Well, let's just say I've had some experience with facing against more experienced things when first starting out, as remembering when he started out training with all of his other masters, and it started out easy, but as he begins progressing, it began being more of a senseless beatdown." Within Monoma soon waking up saying, "Kendo, Why would you give the advantage to them? We could have had the upper hand on these class 1A idiots. But soon chopping his neck again. But soon Kendo saying, they're not the idiots here. What soon Izuku said what everybody else was thinking. She's like their class's big sis. What soon everybody looking at the green-eyed boy. But then relaying the information that they learned from Izuku and Kendo. But soon, Kaminari and Mina were actually excited and no longer feeling like dread anymore. With now they can feel like they can go all out since they don't have to worry about anything else since they're just facing against robots. But soon Izuku saying, I wouldn't be so sure. Like if my hunch is correct, again we may be facing against more powerful robots. Possibly we may be facing against an army of zero-pointers, just in case. With soon hearing this, both Kaminari and Mina actually felt dread on their face again, especially if they had to face against zero-pointers. And knowing that the only people that can probably beat them being that of Izuku, Bakugo, Momo, and Shoto. But then Izuku saying, but hey, it's just a guess. It may not happen. But soon, Bakugo basically saying, whatever comes, I'm not too worried. I'm going to pass this exam. Low or high, whatever it comes my way, I'm going to pass. With soon, Izuku saying, that's the spirit, Kachan. But then pointing at Izuku saying, but I'm not going to lose to you either, Deku. Unlike the sports festival, I plan on beating you in that of test scores. So you better watch your ass, you damn nerd. What soon Izuku saying, wouldn't expect anything better from you, Kachan. With soon Shoto saying, no offense, Bakugo, but it almost seems like you live to just rival Midoriya in literally everything. With soon Bakugo snapping, saying, shut the hell up, Icy Hots. What the hell do you know, you bastard? After shouting this, he soon grabs his bag and then basically goes out of the classroom, but then slamming the door shut, with everyone else saying, well, damn, I thought for sure that he was mellowing out. But soon Kirishima saying, yeah, is it just me, or does he seem a lot more tense like he was? But soon Izuku saying, I know the reason why. It's what happened a couple days ago, what All Might told us. As Bakugo continues walking, he soon thinks to himself, I have to get stronger. I have to. I don't want to put all my damn burdens on Deku. It's my duty to face that bastard all for one, not him. As he clenches his fist, soon saying, he's done enough for me. With soon Bakugo heading back home. As everyone in Class 1A, they begin studying and working hard for the finals, actually. Most for the written portion and for the practical portion. As for Izuku, he basically handles things on his own. As he's working on studying by using one of his clones, he needed to focus on something that he's been struggling constantly over and over again, on certain techniques that he was never able to master when he was in the other worlds, actually. That being Naruto's Sage Mode, Reborn's 0 Point Breakthrough, and Bleach's Bankai, as these are the abilities that he still hasn't mastered yet, or still will never be able to feel like he can master them whatsoever. So he focuses on trying to develop these techniques. However, he's basically given up on his Bankai, at least for now, because since the sports festival, Yusa has not talked to him since then, and refuses to answer him every time he tries to connect with his inner Zanpakuto. With soon Izuku focusing on that of Senjutsu and the 0 Point. However, when it comes to Senjutsu, he always feels like his body cannot handle nature energy, no matter how much he tries his best to stabilize it within his body perfectly. he always continues slowly turning into a frog all the time, even writing down everything that Naruto told him on what to do on how to master Sage Mode. But every time he does, it feels like his body is basically not compatible with nature energy whatsoever. So he focuses on the 0 point, at least for now, on the first 3 days before the finals, actually. As he focused on at least reaching 2 editions, one being that of the first edition, and the second being his own personal take on the 0 point breakthrough. The first edition is turning his dying will sky flames into that of pure ice, which he struggles with a lot, and I mean a lot, to the time that it feels like it's just going to basically ruin his body, his internal body, with soon actually finally pulling it off, actually, as he basically freezes an entire tree with his dying will, with soon Izuku saying, I did it, yes, with soon focusing on his second edition being his own personal technique, which he struggles with like the entirety until he actually remembers something. He brings up a page from Shoto and his quirk, half fire, half ice, with soon he channels his dying will flames through his right hand, and then the 0 point addition focusing all around his left hand, as he feels like his flames have turned cold as ice, within basically merging the two powers together, creating a powerful blast made of pure fire and ice, which destroys almost half of the area that he's been in for quite a bit of time, what's creating that of nothing but a huge wave of destroyed trees being burnt and frozen over and frosted over as well. But soon Izuku saying, now that was awesome, as he begins jumping, basically enjoying the fact that he was able to create a new technique with his dying will sky flames, with soon saying to himself, next time I see Todoroki, I really gotta thank him for making me think this. With soon begins thinking, now next up I should focus on Sage Mode, but after this, I think it's best if I head back home. With saying that, grabbing his training equipment, and soon flash steps back to his apartment, with soon releasing his shadow clone jutsu, and basically getting the feedback of all the knowledge he began writing down and studying for. With soon the next 3 to 4 days begins attempting to at least try a basic level of Sage Mode. Not a perfect, just a basic level. At least able to control and sense that of nature energy as well. He creates at least 50 clones. At least try and figure out one that's able to figure it out. As he's basically focusing on studying this time, thinking it would just be a headache if he just stays out in the forest the entire time, just looking at all of his clones basically either turn into frogs or basically everything else. Not only that, he also had a couple of clones on standby to basically hit the clones that basically turn into toads, with just like how old man Fukusaku did to Naruto. So yeah, nothing to worry about there. With soon after at least 5 hours of training outside, as it becomes that of 9 o'clock, where with soon the jutsus are now released, within Izuku getting the feedback of memories from from 50 clones, with soon thinking to himself, damn. Well, at least I figured out at least one was able to do it, with soon realizing that one of his clones was able to get at least a basic level of Sage Mode down. But then Izuku basically bringing out his phone and turning on the camera app to look at his eyes. Soon, his eyes were now in the form of a frog, with soon having that of green toad eyes. With soon Izuku saying, "Yes, I did it! I finally got Sage Mode." But it did really take 4 days for me to do this. With soon sighing in frustration, thinking that it took him the entire break to at least get two abilities that he was unable to do before down, and then one of them took longer than the other, as it now being time for finals. With then the days go by as everyone is now working on the written portion of the finals. With through the next couple of days, it's now for the final day being the practical portion, as everybody gets on their hero costumes, with everyone feeling somewhat confident about the written portion, mostly being Kaminari. With then, as everybody sees all the other teachers, with everyone in Class 1A kind of confused, with soon within Aizawa saying, "I'm pretty sure that many of you already know what you'll probably be doing for the practical portion." With soon Kaminari saying, "We're going to be fighting against those dumb old monsters." With Mina basically commenting, "S'mores, camping, it's going to be awesome." With soon they begin hearing that of a muffled voice, basically telling, "Well, I hate to tell this to you students, but we decided to change things up a little bit this year," as it being Principal Nezu popping out of Aizawa's, capture scarf. Within Tsuyu basically bringing up, "Principal Nezu, what are you doing here?" With soon Sato began making comments saying, "And how the heck did he basically fit in Mr. Aizawa's scarf?" Within Tokiyami saying, "Hold on, you said that you decided to change things up for the practical portion of our finals. What do you mean by that?" With soon Aizawa soon saying, "Oh yeah, about that. The reason being is that normally we would let you guys face against a bunch of robots, especially robots that may now know your abilities and skills and be prepared for." But soon Izuku saying, "Oh no, I don't think you guys are gonna like where this is going." But soon Aizawa saying, "Receptive as always, Midoriya. This year you won't be facing against robots. Your test will be against us." But soon everybody began freaking out. Soon he began explaining that they'll be paired up in groups of two, facing against many against UA's faculty. With soon everybody begins freaking out, facing against their teachers. But then Aizawa basically running down on who will be paired together, as the last team being that of Izuku and Bakugo. But then Izuku saying, "I wouldn't have it any other way." With soon Bakugo saying, "Try not to get in my way, Deku, and I won't get in yours." With soon Izuku saying, "True, but I think it'd be better if we work together, don't you think?" With soon Bakugo saying, "Whatever, do what you want." With soon Izuku saying, "But hold on, there's an even, I give it that we're basically facing against one teacher, that two teams would be facing against one teacher, otherwise one villain. But you guys are missing one, don't you think?" But soon Aizawa saying, "He should be showing up right about." Within they begin hearing a laughter, and then saying, "I am here." With then the man landing down being All Might saying, "To fight." With soon Aizawa saying, "There he is. There's you guys' opponent." with Izuku and Bakugo saying, "We're facing against All Might," with Bakugo having somewhat of that of excited terror, and Izuku's tone is more of, "Well, this is gonna be fun," with that, with soon. Few students were kind of worried, especially since they're facing against teachers who are a lot more experienced and a lot more stronger than they are. With then, All Might soon explains that that's why they'll be giving them a handicap by wearing weighted bracelets, which the support course was giving. That final exam was to create something to help out the hero course students against the teachers, and Hatsume won. With soon Izuku saying, I guess that's what I expect from Hatsume. But then Izuku began thinking to himself, pretty stupid for All Might wearing those weights. If he continues wearing them, no way in hell he's gonna beat me. With Izuku having that of a devious smile in his head. With then, all the other matches have now been paired up, with all of them being that of the same, with the first one being that of Sato and Kirishima versus Cement Toss. And after that, everything is pretty much the same. However, there is one little difference though. The one between Momo and Shoto versus Aizawa. Instead of, Momo feeling that of nervous and actually unable to, think about and feeling like she's inadequate because of the support that Izuku has been giving her, being that of, motivational support, she actually creates a plan way faster than they normally do. With Shoto was a little bit hesitant at first, but thanks to Momo's confidence, he actually gives over and realized that Momo would be a lot more better in this situation, with them defeating Aizawa a lot faster than they would in canon. Which, that's the only little difference though, to be honest. Other than that, let's go to the main fight, being that of Izuku and Bakugo versus All Might. With soon, Izuku also remembered what Aizawa also told Izuku, saying, "Midoriya, Bakugo, just a little bit of a heads up. Your test will be a little bit different, so be prepared for anything to happen." With soon, Izuku saying, "A little bit different. I think I understand where that's coming from." With soon, Bakugo saying, "Hey, Deku, get your head in the game. We're facing against All Might here, remember?" Saying, "Yeah, I know, but remember, I think we got this." With soon, Bakugo saying, "What do you mean?" With soon, Izuku saying, "I've gotten a lot more stronger than I did before, and you have now is now able to master One for All a lot more better now too, thanks to your training with Gran Torino, right?" With soon, Bakugo saying, "Yeah, you could call that training, but I think I've gotten at least I got at least at 3% higher than I did before." Soon saying, "Exactly, and that should be enough." With it, and plus All Might's wearing traded weights. Unless he removes those weights, there's no chance in hell that he's going to be able to beat us. With soon, the gate's now opening, and soon getting an announcement saying that Test 10 has now begun. With soon an alarm goes off. Within, Izuku and Bakugo get ready, with Izuku bringing out his Nichiri katana and getting into his water-breathing stance. Within, Bakugo also is getting ready to blast himself forward into the air, with now the two going off as they plan to find All Might and take him down together. But then, as they continue running down the street, he's soon saying, "Hey, Kachan, we should also prepare for a secondary plan, being a backup plan." With then Bakugo saying, "What kind of backup plan?" "Well, that against All Might. Not against All Might, because I'm pretty sure we can handle himself if we coordinate our attacks perfectly. But the secondary plan should be that of one of us heading to the exit to escape just in case." With soon Bakugo saying, "Are you serious?" With saying, "I'm dead serious." Just because he's wearing weights doesn't mean that he will not take him off in case. And I'm pretty sure at least 5 minutes in, he's gonna be wanting to take those weights off. With then Bakugo saying, "Damn it, you're right. Possibly. So who should go?" With then Izuku saying, "You. With your explosions and One for All increasing your speed, you would be fast enough to reach the gates than I could. Even I could probably reach the gate too in no time, but that also means that you would be left to take down All Might. And who knows what he would do once those weights are off." With then Bakugo basically clenching his teeth and saying, "I hate to admit it, but you're damn right. So I'll head to the gate in case things go south, or in case we get close to running out of time." But soon Izuku saying, "That's a nice right, Kachan." Within, Izuku also begins thinking, what the hell is this? I sense a few presents nearby, but they are pretty faint." With soon saying, that little surprise, it wouldn't be." Within, a gust of wind, being that of a shockwave, was about to hit both Izuku and Bakugo as they began to scatter into the alleyways. With the entire street and buildings began being destroyed and shattered. But soon Izuku saying, "That's All Might for you. Not subtle as hell." But then they hear a booming voice saying, "It doesn't matter if I destroy this city." But soon Izuku saying, and even playing the villain role and becoming pretty intimidating. This is gonna be fun. But soon Bakugo having that as small explosions in his palms, thinking to himself, "This is gonna be so much fun." With the two coming out, as then Bakugo prepares One for All full surge, at least 8%, as he soon rushes right at All Might at full speed and tries to hit All Might with at least a 5% One for All explosion to his entire body. With soon All Might was able to dodge this, but barely. With soon then Izuku was able to get close to All Might and was able to was about to kick him. With then All Might putting up a guard, blocking Izuku's attack. Within basically flipping backwards before rushing back at All Might, unleashing a barrage of punches and kicks to the number one hero. Within, many people in the monitoring room, as it being that of Ochako, Momo, Ida, Tsuyu, Tokoyami, and also Shoto, looking at this match. Within, that Ida saying, "It looks like Bakugo and Midoriya are doing well together. Their attacks are coordinating." But soon Ochako saying, "Yeah, and it looks like Deku is really putting on the pressure on All Might." But then Momo saying, "Midoriya is strong, but I didn't think that he was this strong to hold his own against All Might." With soon Tokoyami saying, "Remember, All Might is wearing weights on him, at least 4 times the weights than our teachers did in their matches. So it only makes sense that he's a lot more slower than against Midoriya." With soon they begin with Ida saying, "You're right, Tokoyami. But still, if this continues, they're going to win." Within, Izuku saying, "There's no way that." Was soon, something feels like something caught his leg. Within, Izuku begins falling on the ground before catching himself and then bringing out his Nichiri Katana and then using his water-breathing second form water wheel as he cuts what's on his leg, as it being that of a capture scarf, piece of it actually, with soon saying, "What the?" And then soon, the streets itself began being corroded with cement as it soon was about to trap Izuku in. But then he jumps up into the air, landing on one of the destroyed buildings before tons of clones of ectoplasm was about to hit Izuku, within Izuku actually sending off a shockwave slash of his pure reishi energy without even using his Zanpakuto to knock them back. Within Izuku letting down his guard for a bit before adjusting his hero costume's glasses, and soon began snickering to himself. So this is the little surprise that you guys had for us. You want Kachan to face against All Might on his own. And then, but soon, many of his teachers began to appear as Ectoplasm, Midnight, President Mike, Aizawa, 13, Snipe, and also Cementos, Power Loader, with the exception of Principal Nezu there as well. As soon, Izuku saying, "You guys really know how to show one of your strongest students a good time. But just because you guys are my teachers," would soon bring out one of his triggers, as he's soon saying, "Doesn't mean I don't plan on holding anything back." With soon Aizawa basically saying, "We know, Midoriya, and that's why we don't plan on holding back as well, unlike we did with your classmates." With soon Izuku activates his trigger and brings out his ray gas blade, as he prepares it and his Nichiri katana, as he's ready to, and he rushes at the teachers he can see on the rooftops. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Also, please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification as well. If you like to keep up to date with my other videos, that's real appreciated. Also, check out my Discord and gaming channel. Links to be in the description below as well. So, with all that said, this is Liamuki, signing out. Later, guys.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!